So I'm just going to walk you through my co-op application for Ryerson's business co-op program, and I applied around start of June and I got accepted end of July. But putting together my cover letter, resume, and preparing for my interview was, I think, a few weeks of preparation before I applied. So I will get into that more later. If you're new to this channel, I am Raya, currently going to my second year of business technology management at Ryerson University, and I make videos on my student journey. So if that's something you want to see more of, go ahead and subscribe down below. So there are 3 elements of my co-op application. The first one is resume, second one is cover letter, and third one is interview. And actually there's also GPA, but like that's not really something I can make a video out of. But yeah, all of those components need to be solid for you to be considered. I actually got in with a 3.1 GPA. I slacked off a lot in my second semester. My first semester was good, but I slacked off in my second semester, and that almost bit me in the butt because the cutoff is actually 2.8 and 3.1 is cutting it way too close. So yeah, this video is just gonna be me walking you through my application, resume. Actually, no, I'll do cover letter first. So cover letter, resume, and then my interview. So first up is my cover letter. I'm just gonna pull it up here. So yeah, as you can see, this is my cover letter, and this is the overall format that I was told, or most of us co-op students were told to format our cover letter in. So you have the heading, your name, your address, number, email, and your LinkedIn account. I probably won't put my personal details on the screen because it's personal details. So there's the date, the mailing details. Dear Ted Rogers Co-op Admission Team. So for me, I wanted to structure my cover letter with introducing myself a little bit in the first paragraph, and then the second and the third paragraph is why I think I should be in the co-op program. So I wrote, firstly, I am a highly self-motivated team player, and then I put an example of that down below where there's like a little bit of numbers there, like top 3 out of 35 teams. That's actually in my resume. So the cover letter and your resume are supposed to kind of go hand in hand, where your cover letter reveals a little more from your resume that they wouldn't have known otherwise just from reading your resume. So that's a little pro tip there. So yeah, firstly, I'm a highly self-motivated team player, and I gave an example where I participated in this case competition and I was in a team, and how that, supports that point of me being a highly self-motivated team player. And then the second one is I thrive in new and challenging circumstances. And then this one, my experience as a swimmer, I didn't actually put this on my resume, but I thought it was a good addition to have just because not a lot of people have this experience of being a national level swimmer. So I thought it was good to include. And yeah, I wrote here 20 plus hours a week. So kind of adding substance to this claim I have. So like a little support, just using numbers to make it seem a little more believable. And then the fourth paragraph is kind of me summing up the first 3 and how actually those claims I had and the supporting experience I had, how that's gonna relate to me being as a co-op student. So yes, I can be in a case comp, I can be a swimmer, but how does that relate to me as a co-op student? So that's the fourth paragraph. And then the fifth half a paragraph is kind of just wrapping everything up to restate my enthusiasm and some extra things I might bring to the table, and kind of wrapping this nice little mini essay up into the cover letter I submitted for my co-op application. And then I ended it most sincerely. I chose to add my middle name, Raya Annika Key. So now all you guys know what my middle name is. Actually, before I get into my resume, I just wanted to add that for Ryerson students, there's actually some people who can help you edit your resume and your cover letter, and this cover letter did not look like this before I went into my appointment with a career consultant, and they really helped me edit and really polish it to this level. So bottom line, if your university has specific dedicated people that are like to help the students, like for Ryerson, they're called career consultants, do get them to help you edit your resume and cover letter and help you prep for your interview, because it's going to be super beneficial, since they work for an university and you're applying to a program that's for the university. Okay, so next one up is my resume. So there you have the basics again, the headline, your name, your address, your phone number, your email, and then your LinkedIn, like a LinkedIn A LinkedIn hyperlink, that's the word. So I started with highlights of qualifications, and then education, and then professional experience, and then awards and extracurricular involvement. So I originally actually had 2 pages to this, but the person I was working with who helped me edit just told me to pare it down to 1 page, because if you want to have a resume 2 pages long, usually you need to have like 3 to 5 years of work experience, which I do not have. So I stuck to 1 page. So highlights of qualification. The person I was working with really emphasized the importance of this, because it's like the first thing the person looking at your resume sees. So it should really pop out and really give them a good reason to why they should get you in the program. Yeah, so for highlights of qualifications, I put 4 points. You probably want to stick to 3 to 5 points. I stuck with 4 points, and I wrote highly engaged in Ryerson and part of the top 10 most engaged first-year students in TRSM. So kind of the format for highlights of qualifications is you have kind of this claim of what you are, and then you're backing that up with what you did and combining those two, so it's not just a random claim like highly engaged in Ryerson and you leave it at that. So I put highly engaged in Ryerson and why I said I was highly engaged. So similar to the cover letter, you have your claim and then you have kind of the substance or the evidence backing that claim up. And then I'll move on to education, so that's basic stuff. I think another pro tip for your resume is you want to keep the formatting relatively similar throughout, and then overall it's just easy to look at and easy to skim through and just clean. So yeah, I wrote pursuing a major in business technology management and minor, and I should have put and a minor in real estate management. And then my school offers boot camps or like crash courses for certain skills. I put that in. And then moving down to professional experience, I wasn't sure if I wanted to put YouTube content creator on there because it's not really professional experience in the sense that I was being paid, but the person I was working with told me that this was good because it kind of shows my initiative. Similar to the freelancing things, it really shows kind of that self-starter quality, which would be good for someone in the co-op program. So yeah, you know the drill. There's the title, and then you kind of have this claim, and then you have the supporting evidence, and so you're not just like putting out random claims or generic claims. You have, actual numbers to back that up. Actually, there's someone on Instagram called Juan Sulting. Search him up on Instagram. He has a lot of good tips for your resume and cover letter, and I highly suggest you took a look at his stuff because it's really good and it has helped me in writing some of the descriptions I have here. So for each headline, so YouTube content creator, freelance videographer and video editor, freelance graphic designer, I took like 2 to 4 points, and you kind of flesh out what you did in that role using numbers and things that aren't generic. And then moving on to the awards and extracurricular involvement section, I put fit for business, top 10% most engaged. So that's like within the university, case competition, and then an award I received from the university. So for this one, I had a bunch, which was what stretched my resume originally to 2 pages, but then the person I was working with helped me choose these top 3 most relevant to the university. Since I was applying to something in the university, these are the most relevant ones. And yeah, again, using numbers. So fit for business, top 10%, I achieved 153 TED points, 10%, and then 3,000 first-year students. And then you have the case competition, recognized as part of the top 2 runner-up teams out of 35. So yeah, just really proving the significance of that role and how that contributes to like this overall picture of who you are as this co-op applicant. And actually in the application, they tell you to make a PDF of your cover letter, resume, and then following your transcript, but I'm not going to include that because all you need to know is my GPA is a 3.1. which is not good at all. Second year, I'm coming for you. And then lastly, we have my interview, and they asked me 3 questions. And this interview is asynchronous, so the website thing they provided asked me 3 questions, and then I recorded my response to it. And then there was also 1 written portion. So 3 video and then 1 written. So the first question for the interview was, tell us more about yourself and describe to us how it makes you a good candidate for the co-op program. Students are encouraged to talk about education, campus involvement, professional experience, volunteer, career direction. So you notice these points are very much related to the university and the co-op program. So ideally, the things you say are something you did in the school, like let's say case competition or the award you received from the school. And here's a little bit of my response.
Hello, I'm Raya. I just finished my first year here at Ryerson for Business Technology Management, and I'm a good candidate for the co-op program because of 3 reasons. Involved in campus, so I was actually among the top 10% most engaged here in TRSM out of 33,000 or so students. I participated in 2 or 3 case comps this year, one in which my team actually placed top 3 out of 35 teams across Ontario.
And then the second question we have, tell us about a time that you did not meet a commitment. Describe the situation, how it was handled, and the conclusion.
So personally, I don't have many times where I don't meet a commitment because I'm very conscientious about meeting commitments and really following through with the things I committed to. But there was this one time, so in high school, and I was still and had practices in the morning, so before school around 4 or 5 a.m. I did not set my alarm and I actually slept in. So for that case, as soon as I woke up, I texted my coach, sorry coach, I slept in, it won't happen again. And for me, I really took responsibility for it. I didn't make an excuse like my car broke down or the road was closed. I really took responsibility for it and owned the fact that I slept in and it was my mistake.
And then the third one, tell us why you chose your major. Why are you passionate about it?
I've really come to enjoy the fact that I can see the things that are running behind a business. So not just the customer facing side, but the things running the business like inventory management systems, employee systems, and this is especially helpful and interesting for me because actually my parents have a business in importing and exporting. So whenever they're talking about inventory issues, supply issues, I can actually relate and I understand what they're talking about. So even after first year of studies, I can already start to see where my learnings come into play in the real life scenario. And I'm honestly really excited for the following years of my study.
So actually, while I was doing these video questions, I actually had a Word document, I think a Word document right above it. So the camera on my laptop was right here. So it wasn't too obvious that I was reading, hopefully. And it made it a lot easier because it kind of had my main points on the Word document and I was kind of just riffing off it. And it wasn't too difficult of a process. And then the fourth written one is, please answer the following. Why I am interested in the Ted Rogers co-op program for my major. You have 10 minutes to do so, timed response. Please note that copy and paste has been disabled, so your written response will go directly in the text box provided here. Yeah, and here was my response. I want to be in the Business Technology Management co-op program because it will give me a significant advantage and will prepare me for the workplace and provide me with essential experience. It is also an exciting opportunity for me to pursue my current interests and help me discover new pathways in the industries I am interested in. In addition, the financial benefits of being in the program will also help ease the financial burden of my student loans and set me up for financial success. With that said, I've heard many great things about TRSM's co-op program and I cannot wait to experience it all for myself. So yeah, if you're interested in getting into Ryerson's co-op program, make sure you really do a lot and get involved in your first year, especially because for BTM, my program is you apply after first year. Other programs I think are different, but for my program, you apply right after your first year. So everything that you do in your first year are going to be very useful for your cover letter and your resume and your interview. And yeah, I just wanted to add that the co-op programs in Ryerson for business are actually getting quite competitive in the past few years, because it's a good school with a lot of good students. So just giving you a heads up on that. Don't slack on the GPA like me. But yeah, other than that, you can do your own research on the actual logistics of how you apply. I'm sure you can find that on the website somewhere. But yeah, I hope that you seeing my application will help you somehow. And yeah, if you found this video helpful, kindly hit the like button down below so get more videos like these. And I'll see you soon. For Ryerson's, Ryerson's business co-op program. Is that right? Business co-op program. Please answer the following. Why I am interested in the Ted Rogers co-op project. So yeah, if you're getting, oh my gosh, it's just a